Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca and today I'm sharing with you how I support my hypothyroidism and how I lose weight and maintain my weight with this simple, easy meal prep. So I hope you stick around to see what we make today. It's going to be super easy. I'm doing like kind of a lot of things, but in a way that's very easy. And I don't like prep everything all at once. This will actually take probably 2 days to get everything done because one of the things I'm making actually cooks all night, overnight. But I'm going to just basically prep a lot of stuff and even like make some stuff that I could buy at the store, but just to make it like healthier for myself and hypo-friendly. So anyway, I hope you stick around and check out what I'm meal prepping to support my hypothyroidism and weight loss. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is make the broth. And I have like a ton of bags. Like actually right now in my freezer I have seafood shells, I have beef bones, I have a ham bone over there actually because we're going to make a soup today as well. And then these are also some like chicken skins, like Chris like deboned and de-skinned some chicken thighs. So we got that. There's collagen in the skin. So we just have bones and skin from chicken. And basically I just fill up the bag, and when the bag is filled, then I know it's time to make the broth. And I just leave it in my freezer. And I'll reuse these bags, so I just kind of fold them up and put them back in the freezer until, you know, so I can basically keep stacking them up. And I also save all of my veggie ends, like veggie ends that are savable, like not lettuce ends because they would just like disintegrate, but obvious ones like the onion ends, carrot ends, celery ends, but also like tomato ends, broccoli ends. I just try to get a variety of color in here. So usually a bunch of celery. I even do like squash. This is yellow squash. And then like sweet potatoes and stuff. And I just put as much as possible in here and try to get a variety of different things. And then I actually have another bag in the freezer of vegetables, of veggie ends. Even like stems of stuff that you might not use. Although stems are really good for you. They actually support your like blood vessels and lymph vessels. They are like a nutrient carrier. It's kind of like a food signature thing. It's pretty cool. But anyway, just throw a bunch of veggies in. It just adds some flavor and nutrients into your broth. Season it very well. So I use pink Himalayan sea salt, black pepper, like ground up. You could use whole peppercorns if you want. Garlic powder. You could also use whole garlic cloves. Turmeric for the anti-inflammatory properties. And 2 bay leaves for flavor. And I'll leave the ingredient amounts and everything in the description box, so check it out. And then I just fill it with water. So I just fill up this pitcher first and then pour it in and then sieve from there. This will make a super concentrated broth full of collagen and all the important nutrients and minerals. Okay. Now all you do is pop the lid on it, turn it on low, and let it cook overnight. So right now it's close to 2 o'clock. I will finish this off in the morning or early afternoon to make some soup. So my old crock pot, this is actually a brand new crock pot, but it's like a very basic version. It just has the dial. My other one, I could set it for like high, low for different hours, and it would automatically switch to warm, which is kind of good like if you're going to work. But for the broth, I actually want it to cook all night, but on a low temperature, because the way you make really good broth that actually preserves the collagen and nutrients is by slowly cooking it basically. And you want it to not come to like a rolling boil. You want it to just have like a simmer around the edge. I almost forgot to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar helps to actually extract the collagen and marrow out of the bones. So just a tablespoon. And there you go. Chicken. This is the chicken, the organic chicken breast I picked up from Sam's. I love it. It's a great value. And still partially frozen, but that's alright. We're just going to cut it and just plop it in there. But I'm going to show you a trick in just a second. I just want to get rid of this package. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, so when you're doing this chicken, the easiest way that I found to have it to where you don't have to use like any special like equipment and dirty any more dishes other than some tongs is to actually cut the chicken breasts into 3 pieces. Like this one is really frozen. Okay, so take the chicken breasts and just cut it into 3 pieces, and you're cutting against the grain, so the grain goes this way. So what's going to happen is it's going to shred super easily, and you don't need to do anything but literally just squeeze it a few times with some tongs, and it'll be perfect. This one is like really frozen. Okay. Unlike when you're using the crock pot, in the Instant Pot you have to add liquid, so it just needs a minimum of 1 cup. So I just put some water. Now if my broth was ready, I would put the broth in here because that would just add more flavor and nutrition to the chicken. And then this chicken is going to be used for 3 things. So it's going to be used for my breakfast hash, it's going to be used for chicken tacos, and it's going to be used tonight for my pineapple chicken fried rice. So I'm just going to put seasonings in here that would blend with all of that. So we are going to use salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder, and that's it. And then just give it a stir and then put it on for 30 or 40 minutes. Since it's frozen, I'm going to actually just put it on 45. I can't overcook it, so that's going to be just fine for us. And then this is the ham bone that I've had forever, as you can see, and I'm just going to cook that down in the pot with some water, basically make like a ham broth, if you will, and make a ham and lentil soup. I was thinking like a ham and bean soup, but I want to get a legume that's like super high in like fiber and folate and nutrients, because I'm really trying to like get a lot of nutrition in. Like, it is about macronutrients, you know, when it comes to losing weight, but also it's about micronutrients and how your body processes everything, and just to be overall healthy. So anyway, I'm not exactly sure what recipe I'm going to use yet. I got to find out, but this is going to be the next thing that we do. And I have these beets that I picked up from Trader Joe's. You can check out that grocery haul if you haven't seen it yet. And then my sister also picked me up some from Costco. So I have like loaded down with beets right now. And beets are high in folate, which is really important. And then we have a cucumber. This is going to be just for salads this week. And tomatoes for Taylor's lunch. So I like to just like slice everything up when I've got the cutting board out. But I'm actually going to run to the store real quick because I need to pick up a few items before I do any more. Luckily, I have these 2 assistants here because I can leave the house and still be prepping. So I just went to the store and I picked up some beautiful flowers, and all I did is actually take a few of the flowers, like kept a few of the flowers I already had, and then put the new flowers in with them to make it just like look a little bit bigger. So I love getting these like $5, you know, bouquets because it's just really nice. And it's one of those things that is like just doing something good for yourself, just like a little thing, you know, like that. But when I come into the dining room, I don't know, love the flowers. I'm like really into spring and everything, and like seeing all the flowers change. I'm like kind of a dork like that, but if you are too, let me know in the comments. But I also picked up just some more produce items, and I did decide what I was going to do with the soup because I cleaned out the upstairs freezer, and that's where I found that ham bone. And I also have half a bag of mirepoix, so I'm like, let me make some sort of soup with this. So I did choose black beans and then some collard greens. I have a recipe that I created a few years ago for a black bean and kale soup. So instead of kale, I'm just using collard greens just to get different types of nutrients. And then I think I'm going to like add through the week maybe some of the chicken and the quinoa to like bulk it up, or it could be just like a side dish, kind of like keep it open just to see what I want to eat in each day. Okay, I'm going to show you what I picked up real quick. So I just got some collard greens to have for the ham. And it's not really ham. I'm using ham bone for flavor. There isn't actually meat on it. But it's going to be a black bean and collard green soup. And then I picked up some shredded iceberg for chicken tacos this week. I like getting the Simple Truth organic unsweetened almond milk. They didn't have any, so we just got this. Here is the yogurt. I've been looking for a good dairy-free yogurt that is high in protein as well. Siggy's is the best that I've seen so far, but this one has 130 calories and 6 grams of protein. So I'm just going to add a little bit of protein powder to it to up the protein. And then I also picked up some cereal, some kashi, shredded wheat, vanilla, and then also like this honey oat, which is like a Cheerios basically for Taylor. I am not 100% gluten-free. Most people, or I would say a lot of people, you know, do really well on gluten-free or low gluten diets. You know, and I say diet in quotes. I say diet in quotes because it's really a lifestyle. But I am like 95% gluten-free, we'll say. Because I am not like 100% gluten-free or 100% dairy-free like a lot of people who are following some sort of hypothyroid plan. I feel like, honestly, hypothyroidism is about more than just what you eat. But I'm trying to up my B vitamins. I've been tracking my nutrients and I'm noticing that I'm not getting all of my B vitamins, so I've got a supplement. But the best way is to actually get it in food. So I'm going to see how this affects me. Maybe because it's organic, it won't bother me as much, because when I have organic dairy, it doesn't bother me as much as regular dairy. So we're just going to like see, and this could be just like as a snack with like some almond milk, or I could actually crush that up, put it on yogurt. But then we also picked up some arugula. This is going to be for the beet and quinoa salad. Parmesan is going to be for 2 dishes. We are making a beef and lentil chickpea kind of skillet dish, and we're going to top that with some Parmesan, probably mix in some cauliflower rice, and it's going to be for the turkey meatballs I picked up from Trader Joe's, and gnocchi with some sauce, and they'll probably start with like green beans on the side. So we got that. Picked up celery just for snacking, baby carrots just for snacking, red pepper and sweet potatoes and onion for my sweet potato oven hash, and then grape tomatoes. This is going to be for our steak and blue salads for lunch. We have leftover steak, and I picked up also these gluten-free onion straws. I make like this really great salad, which I'll show you later. And then I decided on black beans, like I said, for the soup. So I picked up the dried black beans, Bill Jack for Dexter, and then just some organic ketchup, 2 cans of fire roasted tomatoes, because I'm going to make some salsa, and I'm only going to use 1 can probably, but I've got 2 just to have one on hand. And then some anise for Taylor. A huge bunch of bananas Tay picked out. And then we pick up these natural turkey hot dogs. Are these healthy? Probably not, but they're a better option. So Taylor likes to actually put this into her anise, and that's her protein, and then she'll have a side of vegetables. And then we just picked up a pound of the Boar's Head low sodium ham for breakfast and lunch for Taylor, and you know, maybe Chris wants a sandwich. So I put 1 cup of the dry quinoa to 2 cups water, just a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to let this come to a boil. And then I actually don't let it cook the full 15 to 20 minutes. I do more like 10 to 12 because I like the quinoa to have a little pop still. So that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to have this separate. I'm going to chop up all the veggies and then get the sweet potato hash in the oven. So I chopped up both sweet potatoes. I've got one over here. This is going to be just for like a side item for the week. The salt, pepper, paprika, just regular paprika, and then a little bit of cinnamon and olive oil. And this one has salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and a little bit of garlic. And this is going to be for the sweet potato hash. There's the peppers and onions. And then I'm saving the ends, and I'm going to add to my veggie broth, bag in the freezer. Quinoa is done. Sweet potatoes still have a few minutes. And have you ever turned your oven on higher rather than actually setting the timer? Because I did that. So these actually cooked a little bit longer than the 12 minutes I had it set for. Or actually I set it for 10 minutes. I was going to check it at 10. But anyhow, that's done. Potatoes are in. I have sliced up the cucumber slices for snacking, and then the chopped up diced cubes for salads. Then I just took the rest of the onion and chopped that up, and we're going to make a pineapple chicken fried rice. We use that, and then whatever we don't use, we'll just put in the fridge for other meals this week. And then some sliced tomatoes for Taylor's wraps usually, because I use grape tomatoes for salads. And then I just went ahead and diced up all the beets. And I'm going to have everything separate. That way I can make the beet and quinoa salad separately, and actually basically have the quinoa separate, because I think I'm going to add the quinoa to the soup, maybe with some chicken. So it's a great way to do everything. There, it's done. What I like to do is prep the items. That way I can like mix and match, and I can eat whatever I want throughout the week. And then like say there's something left over, like quinoa left over, I can freeze that, for next week or some other time, or turn it into a different dish. And it also helps like if you are tracking, that way you can actually like modify how much and know exactly what you're getting, because often we're not tracking properly. But anyway, sorry about all the noise back there. I'm gonna keep going. I got this steak right here to slice up. I also went ahead and sliced up the not cucumber, the celery too, and you want to store it with some water in it, and that'll help keep it good and crisp. And then the ends are going in my bag. there's the steak, everything else, and I did flip the sweet potatoes. So I put it in for 15 minutes at 425, and I rotated them and then put it on for another 12 minutes. So I'm getting ready to make the soup. So I just have some olive oil in here, and this is the half of a bag of the mirepoix blend, and this one is the Cajun style, and this one has bell peppers instead of carrots. So we're just going to saute that. Then I'm adding this whole bag of collard greens. So I got this big pot out. So look at that, filled it up. But it will definitely wilt down. And once this does wilt down, then I'm going to add the stock and the beans and just let it cook, add some seasonings, and it'll be done. So here we go. These are the regular sweet potatoes. You know, just like the sweet potatoes by themselves. And then these are the sweet potatoes for the hash, or the peppers and onions. This will probably be like 2 or 3 meals. I'm getting ready to make some chia pudding, so I'm going to alternate these for breakfast. And then this will be either for a side dish, or always to have something healthy for Taylor to have on the side if she doesn't like, you know, tacos or something that we're having. I can just give her sweet potatoes and the chicken and then a vegetable. So I'm going to make 2 chia puddings today, and we're using monk fruit sweetener as the sweetness. Chia seeds, of course, vanilla, which I would normally honestly get organic vanilla, but this is what Chris picked up, and we're going to use it. It's fine. And then we're using the milk that I picked up at the store, and I did make this last week using the almond coconut blend, and it was so good. I absolutely love banana pudding, you know, like with vanilla wafers and the bananas and all that fun stuff, but I haven't made it in a really long time because, you know, it has gluten and dairy and a lot of cream too. And I could probably find a gluten-free, dairy-free version. I just haven't done it yet. But this reminds me of that so much. And like, it does like taste like, you know, because it has the chia seeds, it's like a texture of tapioca pudding, which I really like. So it's just delicious. So anyway, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and then 2 teaspoons. I'm just going to like not fill up this tablespoon all the way of the monk fruit sweetener. And then just a splash of vanilla. And then 6 ounces of the almond milk. I might went a little over on that one, but that's okay. Okay, I forgot to get the walnuts, but I put some walnuts in there. We're going to throw some in here. And I'm not going to put the banana in, so we'll serve this with a fresh banana. Because, you know, you can just, like, cut it up real easily when you put it in there. I think it'll get too soggy and weird overnight and kind of slimy. So we're just going to mix this up a little bit. I'm telling you, you have got to try this. This is so good. I've made like a blueberry one. I've done like a cranberry raisin, or really it was like a craisin crunch is what I called it. Oh, so good. But one little tip about chia seeds is you should be able to see the little beads start to kind of plump up a little bit. And if you don't see that within a few minutes, then your chia seeds are bad and you don't want to use them. That happened to me once, but these look like they are doing good, and I just used it again the other day. So there's our chia chicken pudding. Is done, and I'm just gonna break it apart. You can see how, like, seriously, it just falls apart. And there is some liquid in here, and so what I'm gonna do is actually put it on saute, and that will basically let all the chicken absorb all of the seasonings in there, and then it won't be so watery. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to put it in a container. Actually, I'm using some of it for dinner tonight, and then the rest will go in a container. Look how shredded this is. You don't need any extra like gadgets. Don't get your KitchenAid mixer. Don't dirty any more dishes. Now there is still a little bit of liquid. Oh, clogging up. So you can see there is still a little bit of liquid here, and that's just going to keep the chicken juicy and stuff. So I'm going to put that away. So it is about 11:30, and I'm just going to turn this baby off. Check it out. She's been cooking all night. And I'm going to let it cool down and then have a glass, and then I will put it in some jars, and then it'll be good to go, and I'll store it in the freezer. Be sure not to fill your jars all the way to the top. I'm going to leave a little bit of room. Alright, so I'm realizing that this video is actually actually becoming longer than what I expected because there's so many things that I want to share with you. But I just marinated some artichokes. I'm going to show you that in a second. And I'm getting ready to make Mediterranean salads. So I wanted to show you the steak and blue salad and the beet salad, but I will just show you that over on Instagram. So definitely follow me over there. And I'm just going to get these salads together and then finish up this meal prep. Okay, so this is the jar of artichokes that I pick up from Sam's. And in here I just have olive oil, white wine vinegar, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and oregano. I'm going to put this on our salad, so I'm going to show you how to make the Mediterranean salad. So this is the salad kit I picked up from Trader Joe's. So I'm going to use this, and I just split it in between two bowls. Just topping it with tuna and artichokes, cucumbers, red onion, grape tomatoes. And then I already have the dressing in, and then also we're going to top with some feta cheese and some sun-dried tomatoes, and then we're just going to stuff in a little bit of pita for crunch. Thank you very much for hanging out with me and letting me share with you how I meal prep in order to support my thyroid. I just want you to also know that this is just what I do. This is not like recommendations. You know, always seek your doctor's advice and definitely seek help. And if you need any coaching or support, definitely let me know, because that's what I love to do. And I hope you have an awesome day, and go do something good for yourself, because you are number one. I'll see you next time. Bye.